Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Nap Bros podcast. We are reacting to week 8 of the Chattown Fantasy League. I am your humble host, Nick, and joining me as always is my beautiful co-host, Andrew. And so let's get into things. Unless you have anything you want to say at the beginning.
I got a lot to say. That beautiful co-host and then
You're
humble
such
host.
a handsome, beautiful man.
Humble host. Like, come on.
Oh, well, I mean, let's be honest. I'm the most humble man in the world.
Second to none, of course.
That's right. So, getting into the current standings of our league. So, leading the pack, but probably not for long. London Silly Nannies at 7-1. Coming in second place, Heartbeat at 6-2. Although with the highest points scored. In third place, Lamarvel Universe, also 6-2. In fourth place, Don't Take the Bate-man at 6-2. By the way, you may end up having to change that because it doesn't seem like Bate-man is going to be back for a while. But you may be able to keep him for a while. In fifth place, Better Than Scott at 5-3. But he is the one to be reckoned with because he has 911.16, so he's the second highest points for, and also he has won 4 in a row. So he is definitely someone to be reckoned with, and we'll talk more about him later. Back in the hot seat in sixth place at an even 4-4. Not doing too well, sadly. I did get my butt handed to me by the top. What was the top 2, but is at least 2 of the top 3 in the league. Schrute Farms in 7th place at 3-5.
They weren't top 2, but then you made sure they got top 2.
Yeah, you know, that's what I do. Schrute Farms at 7th place with 3-5. Let's Ride in 8th place at 3-5. Waterboys at 9th place at 3-5. Biggest Loser in 10th place at 2-6. The Leprechauns 2-6 in 11th place, or in 11th place at 2-6, and Scott's Tots still bringing up the rear, but with a victory this week. He won! Congratulations! Happy birthday, buddy! And who let him win?
Oh, it was
Matt. That's right. It was Matt. So, Matt, thank you for letting the commissioner finally get a victory over you.
Listen, I mean, so week 2 was second highest. This week was the highest as far as difference in points. 41.87. I mean, I was looking at, there were a couple, besides the obvious monstrosity of a blowout. Everybody else was about 30 to 50 points over.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, there was only a few that had there was only like one that I think the lowest one was 14 points difference. So yeah, it was definitely interesting. So matchups and useful points on the bench. So yours truly back in the hot seat. I lost to Lamarvel Universe 109.12 to 84.04. Lamarvel Universe left 31.3. Actually, I'm pretty sure he and I left the most points like as a game. He left 31.3 points on his bench. He should have started Amari Cooper over Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamal Williams over Raheem Mostert, and Greg Dulcich over Tyler Higbee. The only one that I would agree with is maybe Greg Dulcich, but even then, probably not. Like, it would still be very, very challenging because Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, will come into his own, and we'll talk about some of the things that have happened that will probably help him out. The same with Raheem Mostert. He's been doing really well. It's just a fluke that Jamal Williams got a lot of touches. Back in the hot seat, left 22.8 points on the bench. I am clearly not doing well as far as that. I should have started Garrett Wilson over Devonta Smith. Probably not. Alec Pierce over Wan'Dale Robinson. That one's like an in-between. I mean, that makes sense. And Nyheim Hines over Jonathan Taylor. Not going to happen. I should have started Rashad White over Gabe Davis. Also not going to happen.
Even now, you're not going to start Hines?
We'll talk about that as well. We'll talk about that in a bit.
All the fun out of this conversation.
Listen, listen. We'll talk about it. I got a whole
I
section.
maybe want to talk about it right now. Maybe I don't want to talk Scott's Tots.
Okay, if you want to talk about it now, we'll talk about it now. But then we also have to go into Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we got to go into Tyler. I actually want to talk about how those trades will affect the teams that they're on. There's no way I would have been able to beat Lamarvel Universe, even if I had put in my best lineup.
Waterboys, 69.6 to Scott's Tots, 103.6. Scott, I feel like you could pull out a 7th place placement on this one. You're not too far off, honestly. Nick put in here in bold letters. He won! Finally! Yay! Get to the chopper. That's what I think of whenever Nick gets excited. Scott's Tots left 14.2 points on the bench. I don't know that you put Algier in over Sutton. I don't know that I put any of those two in, honestly, but whatever.
Yeah.
You won. And the Waterboys, 16 points left. Ooh, starting Justin Fields over Dak Prescott. Yeah, no. And Kenny Pitts over Irvin Smith Jr. Yeah.
Who is Kenny Pitts? Kyle Pitts.
Kenny Pitts?
Kyle Pitts.
I'm thinking Kenny Pickett. My bad.
Kenny Pickett. Okay.
Maybe you should start typing their first names in here.
Well, listen. I need you to start practicing, realizing what the names of people are.
If I see M. Pickett, I'm thinking it's Nathan.
If I see A. Pickett, I'm thinking it's Anthony.
It is definitely what I was thinking you were going to say.
We have to keep it clean on this podcast.
Honestly, though, even if you both had started your best lineups, Scott still would have won. Mm-hmm. Great job, Scott. Finally.
Nice job, Scott. All right. Getting into the biggest blowout of the season, not just the week. Better than Scott.
I mean, can we go back? Can we go back and verify biggest blowout ever?
We can go. Let's do that really quick.
Well, why don't you read it off and I'll do the research.
Okay, yeah, you do the research. So the biggest blowout of the season with a point differential of 102.18 points. Better than Scott beat Let's Ride with 194.48 over 92.3. Nicely done. Better than Scott. That's how you do it, okay? Better than Scott. Nicely done. Better than Scott actually left points on his bench. If he'd have started Jimmy Garoppolo over Joe Burrow, he left 13.02 points on his bench. He should have started Jimmy Garoppolo over Joe Burrow and Jacoby Myers over Chris Olave. I wouldn't have done either of those. Chris Olave was destined or seemed to have a really good potential game. And obviously it's Joe Burrow. Like you're not really going to start Jimmy Garoppolo over him. Let's Ride. You left 22.14 points on the bench. You should have started Jerry Jeudy over Brian Robinson Jr. and Chase Claypool over James Robinson. It looks like the Robinsons are just doing it terrible. The running back Robinsons, the running backs are just not seeming to do very well. Didn't do very well this week. But even if Let's Ride had started everybody that he should have started, there's no chance he would have been able to get anywhere close to better than Scott. I mean, he would have come within 80 points versus 100 points. So
he does not have the largest. He does not have the largest margin.
What was the largest margin?
I think it was week 16 where what's his face didn't start his lineup. The left.
Well, ignoring that. Definitely. Okay, so he does. Actually, I think we did do a little bit of research on that before, right? When we were originally.
Scott also has the smallest margin of victory this year with 1 point. Don't take the Bate-man. Pulled out a marvelous win, going 6-2 with 112 points to 79.38. He left 14 points on that bench by starting Rashad Bateman over Devin Duvernay, which, go figures, is his name. We're going to be Duvernay from now on. We're going to say don't leave Duvernay out or something like that. All right, I'm just joking. Biggest loser, best lineup.
We'll have to shop that.
Don't Duvernay this up. How about that?
Don't Duvernay this up.
Biggest Loser had the best lineup in his lineup, basically. So never ever had a chance. Even if I had my worst lineup, probably wouldn't have won. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Heartbeat beat the Leprechauns 133.68 to 89.54. Heartbeat, you left 8.9 points on the bench. You should have started Khalil Herbert over David Montgomery. Anyway, Leprechauns, you left
I wonder if there's a
26.6
shift
points.
there, you know?
What do you mean a shift?
Well, maybe
Like a
Fields
shift going more to Herbert
Fields
versus
played good
Montgomery?
this year, and Herbert was a lead back.
I don't know. That's a.
They won a game finally.
Well, no. The Bears have been winning games. Like they beat the Patriots last week. This week they, I don't remember.
They played Dallas this week, didn't they? Yeah, they lost bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. Because there was also that fluke defensive touchdown. Anyway, Leprechauns. You left 26.6 points on the bench. You should have started Romeo Dobbs over Devontae Adams. Not happening. And Kenyon Drake over Robert Woods. That one makes more sense. Like I guess you could kind of say that. But again, it didn't seem like going into the matchup as far as the Ravens go, it didn't seem like A, Bateman was going to be out, B, Edwards was going to be out, and C, Andrews was going to be out. So it's just those three guys kind of got knocked out in the middle of the game. So can't really do much about that. Heartbeat, Leprechauns, even if you had started all of your matchups, all of your correct players, you still would have only come. It still would have been 116.14 to 133.68, so you still wouldn't have won.
All right, London Silly Nannies beat Schrute Farms 115 to 101.78. Silly Nannies left 0.32 points. Wow, we getting extreme over here. Left 0.32 points on the bench for Cole Kmet over Tyreek Hill. I'm assuming that's Tyreek, not Taysom Hill. Oh, was it Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill. Yeah. Tyreek did really well. See. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, that one I'll give you. I'll give you that one.
No. You should give me all of them. Schrute Farms 2.7 points left on the bench. He started Eno Benjamin. So you spell Eno out.
Because Eno's not as well known.
Oh.
Eno's not as well known.
3 letters, and you know what? After Ian a period, you're already there.
That could be
if he
too.
started Kareem Hunt over Eno Benjamin, he still would not have won.
Are you sure it's Kareem Hunt, not Kenny?
No, I'm not.
Not Kyle?
It could be Kyle Hunt. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Kyle.
Kevin.
That being said, all 6 key winners and losers would not have changed any of their games had they start anybody differently.
I think this is the first time this season that all 6 games, even if you would put in your best ones, you still wouldn't have won. We're changing things up this week. We are actually going to talk about the matchups that are coming up next week for week 9, where you guys can kind of be prepared mentally. And then also talking about the matchup that we're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the league. So, back in the hot seat takes on Biggest Loser. I'm hoping I could pull out a win in that one. I mean, apparently I'm doing terribly, but yeah. Scott's Tots takes on Let's Ride. Better Than Scott takes on Heartbeat. Schrute Farms goes against Lamarvel Universe. London Silly Nannies takes on the Waterboys. Don't Take the Bate-man takes on the Leprechauns. You want to talk about who you think is going to win in all of these, and then we'll talk about the matchup?
I'm going to lose.
You think so?
Scott's Tots. I mean, the likelihood of me winning is high, but I lost to the Waterboys and Leprechauns. I mean, he's got a pretty stout team, honestly, looking at what he's got. I mean, Tyler T. Higgins did horrible this past game, so he's probably bound to do good this game. A.J. Dillon's been on the fence all day long. Dobbs, Woods, iffy, but, that's if my guys play great,
I would say unless something drastic happens, I should be able to beat Biggest Loser, just based on stuff. I don't know. Scott's Tots has a chance.
Can you elaborate on the stuff you're referring
Well,
to?
just in the sense like Biggest Loser has not been doing well for a few weeks, and he doesn't really have like even in his best lineup, like he ended up getting how much did he get? 79.38. Even and so my 84.04 from last week would have beaten him if we had played last week. And so that's kind of the thing is like he's not scoring the least amount of points. He didn't score the least amount of points last week. He scored the second least amount of points. And so like there is a chance that I could again get back into the winning bracket after 2 straight weeks of losing. Scott's Tots and Let's Ride. That one's a little bit more difficult to call because I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking Let's Ride will probably get back into the win column in that case. Although, I mean, both of their tight ends are on bye, and so we'll kind of see what happens there. But yeah,
well, I would say
they both have terrible quarterbacks.
I would say I have a decent shot of winning. I mean, I'm right there with him. London Silly Nannies is probably going to blow Waterboys out of the park. I don't know about Schrute and Lamarvel. Like, honestly, like I'm thinking it's going to be a close one.
I don't think it's going to be that close. I think
better than Scott's probably going to blow out Heartbeat.
I don't know that one's the one I'm most interested to see. That one's probably the one that's going to be the most.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see. I like to see Schrute Farms and Lamarvel.
You think Schrute Farms has a chance against Lamarvel? Or you just want Lamarvel to lose? That way you can get into third place.
Well, no, yes. But actually, I want them both to lose so I can get into second place. But at the same time,
you want
Lamarvel was stacked up against me better, and he lost. You know, I don't know who Lamar's facing, but if Lamar plays bad again, Schrute Farms has a heck of a chance.
Like I said, I'm interested to see what Better Than Scott and Heartbeat do because these are the top point leaders in our league. Heartbeat at number 1, Better Than Scott at number 2, and only 0.5 points difference between the two. And so they're doing really well. I
mean, Justin Jefferson's been playing like crap. Hopkins has been blowing up. Montgomery crap. Swift ain't been there. Hockenson just switched teams.
Hockenson, not Hawkers.
Listen.
Hockenson.
What's his first name? T?
But the question is like, will Derrick Henry continue doing what he's doing in Kansas City? Will Alvin Kamara be able to just like things? I mean, AJ Brown is probably going to rock it in Houston. It's just insane. DeAndre Hopkins, always great. Justin Jefferson, I think against Washington will be perfectly fine. Especially, let's see, Minnesota did something. Oh, they got since they got TJ Hockenson, they might open things up for Jefferson, maybe.
Man.
I mean, possibly. David Montgomery, I'm not so sold on him, nor Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Actually, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Hear me out on this.
Go ahead.
What is Hockenson gonna do for Minnesota that Irvin Smith has? That Irvin Smith had blown
play.
Out.
He's gonna play. That's
legend in his own mind.
That's been the problem with Irv Smith. He's been injured a lot, and so with TJ Hockenson, I mean, TJ Hockenson had like a massive blow up game with Jared Goff. Like of all the people
One
to sit
game.
there, but that's with Jared Goff. We're talking about Kirk Cousins, who can actually support decent wide receivers.
Who has he been supporting this entire year?
Adam Thielen.
Nope,
listen, man.
Mediocre.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like Minnesota's been doing really well.
Who are you trying to convince?
You.
I dropped.
I don't know. This would be a good one. If I had to choose, I think Better Than Scott will pull it out. I think Better Than Scott will win. Just because looking at his lineup, Joe Burrow in Carolina, I think will have a lot of points. I think Chris Olave gets back into the double digits. AJ Brown, I don't even need to talk about him in Houston. Alvin Kamara in Baltimore. Yeah, I think he'll rock it. Derrick Henry, he's been feasting. He's been doing really well. Hayden Hurst is almost negligible. No one cares. Travis Etienne, now the definitive number one in Jacksonville against Las Vegas. I think he'll light things up. And Jacoby Myers is actually surprisingly doing really well. So yeah, I think that lineup is much better than Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, DeAndre Hopkins, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hockenson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Corey Davis. I mean, those last two, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Corey Davis, I just no thanks, not interested. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be more on better than Scott's. Yeah, Nathan's something to be reckoned with for sure. Who surprised you in a good way? Do you want to go to that?
Sure.
All right.
Evan Ingram.
You think Evan Ingram?
Yeah, like I don't pick him up. I'm pretty close to like not winning.
Okay. Did you have another tight end?
I have Garrett. Is that who I have?
Oh, Gerald Everett, maybe? The guys that surprised me is everybody who scored 30-plus points. And the fact that of the 6 guys who scored 30-plus points, better than Scott had 4 of them. Okay? It's madness. Pure madness. So maybe I should just say, go ahead.
Dante Foreman did pretty good, which I know he was 30 points for Scott's Tots.
Yep.
Tony Pollard blew stuff out. That's just crazy. Derek, Christian, AJ, they don't count. They always do good. Alvin is hit or miss, but the bottom 2 for sure just blew it out of the water.
Right. Yeah, Deonta Foreman and Tony Pollard. I mean, we'll see what happens next week with Deonta Foreman, whether Chuba Hubbard comes back or not. But even then, like, it's kind of a stamp and saying, hey, he's pretty good. I mean, he is, and they even comped him to Derrick Henry, which there is a reason why the Titans had him last year. Tony Pollard, like, even though he did great, the thing is I know that they're like, from what I've heard and from what people have said, they still want Zeke. Jerry Jones still wants Zeke out there. So if Zeke is healthy next week, it doesn't matter.
Jerry Jones definitely wants Zeke.
Right. So no matter how good Tony Pollard has been, Jerry Jones will continue putting Zeke out there. Derrick Henry. The thing is, like, what's really interesting is that Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, A.J. Brown, Tony Pollard, and Deonta Foreman all scored 3 touchdowns. Now, Christian McCaffrey was a little weird in that he caught one, he ran for one, and he passed for one. So that was a little unique. And it sucks because I know he would have been – he actually, if he had let me see. If we had 6 points per passing touchdown, then he would have at least – yeah, he would have been second on the list behind Alvin Kamara. But, you know, it's okay. I guess it's fine. It's fine. But anyway, so just the fact that there were, like, that many guys who scored 3 touchdowns, at least 3 touchdowns, is crazy. And the fact that Derrick Henry only scored 2 touchdowns, but got 219 rushing yards. Again, Houston sucks against just everything. And so I'm very glad that the Titans are in the AFC South because it looks like the Titans will be continuing to be the leaders of the AFC South.
Man, I will take it.
Yeah. Guys I'm worried about?
Rashad Bate-man.
You're worried about Rashad? Okay.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift will be another one.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor, if I owned him, I'd be worried, you know.
I'm not as worried, especially because of the trade that just happened. I'm a little less worried. It seems like I don't think they would have gotten rid of him if they wouldn't have gotten rid of Nyheim Hines if Jonathan Taylor were like 100%.
Why?
Because like Nyheim Hines is like their best option for contending in the AFC South, contending in the league.
I don't think that's true anymore.
Why?
Deion Jackson.
You think Deion Jackson is better than Nyheim Hines?
I think Deion Jackson can put up as many points as Nyheim Hines.
I mean, the only reason why Deion Jackson was in there is because Nyheim Hines and Jonathan Taylor were both knocked out.
Okay, so now Neon Hines is no longer there. Jonathan Taylor is. So who gets the work?
Well, no. I'm not saying Deion Jackson. I'm not. But the thing is, like, I'm not saying Deion Jackson wouldn't get the work. Obviously, he's going to get the work. We're going to finish out guys that I'm worried about. Because you got your guys in there. A couple guys I'm worried about. Mark Andrews. I'm a little concerned about him.
Preach.
Even Gus Edwards to an extent, I'm a little concerned about him. Just the Ravens as a whole.
I think I'm starting Kenyon Drake. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. 100%. Like 110%. Every one of the. I mean, let's leave it up to Duvernay.
Can we?
Hooray for Duvernay!
I'm still concerned about Green Bay and Tampa Bay. They're just losing, and they're just terrible. I mean, I don't think they know what's going on. I don't think they have a way to fix it. I'm not sure what is going on, but yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where you're like, man, what are you doing? Like, how in the world do you have two Hall of Fame quarterbacks and you can't produce anything? And not only that, well, we'll get into that in a bit, but yeah, it's good to see that San Francisco is winning. It's good to see. Do what?
I said he's going hard against the Bay areas.
I mean, well, but San Francisco is doing fine. That's a Bay Area. Las Vegas. I think Las Vegas is not too great.
That's a Bay Area.
It is. It is. San Francisco is a Bay Area. It is. Actually, when they say the Bay Area, they're talking about San Francisco. And the thing is like, I don't think Tampa Bay and Green Bay. I mean, like, what's going on with the LA Rams? They're terrible. What's going on with Tampa Bay? Also terrible. What's going on with Green Bay? Also terrible. I mean, it's almost like, I would say this. I'll say this. Whoever wins the AFC, I think will win the Super Bowl. Period.
You think
whoever ends up coming out. Kansas City, Buffalo. So the Titans will come out of the AFC South. It seems like Kansas City will come out of the AFC West. AFC North is up for grabs, basically. Just
Miami.
Because,
Miami, probably.
Well, Miami's AFC West, or East. I mean, AFC East. So Buffalo will take the division there, almost guaranteed. Miami will be in the playoffs, but I don't think Miami.
I thought Buffalo was North. My bad.
No, that's okay. North is Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. Baltimore will probably come out of there because it doesn't look like Cincinnati. Cincinnati can't even beat Cleveland, and so it's one of those things where it's like, I really think that Buffalo and Kansas City are going to be in the AFC Championship if they don't meet before that. I think they'll be the 1 and 2 seeds. I think they will continue their ride in that because that would mean like Buffalo would get the bye week, Kansas City would go up against Tennessee, and we'll see what Kansas City and Tennessee do this week. I would love for Tennessee to win, but Tennessee, I don't know. I don't want to disparage anything, but Tennessee has Derrick Henry, and that's it. We don't have a good wide. Seeing what A.J. Brown did this weekend in Philadelphia, I'm like, if Treylon Burks actually stayed healthy and was getting better, then I would probably be okay with getting rid of A.J. Brown. But considering that has not been the case, and A.J. Brown seems to be fine, it's kind of like, why didn't we spend the money to keep A.J. Brown? Like...
because we got a coach trying to be like Belichick, where he gets rid of people as soon as they start getting good. I mean, that's what he's used to.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, he didn't get rid of Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry's great. But, I mean, and it is a run-first team. The Titans definitely are. But you have to have a really good defense in order to do that, and we don't. We have a good run defense. We don't have a good passing defense. And the thing is, going up against Kansas City, where they love to pass, and now they have a great weapon in Kadarius Toney. I don't know. Important trades to pay attention to. Nyheim Hines got shipped off to Buffalo, and Zach Moss got traded to Buffalo for Zach Moss.
Wilson went to Miami. How did he pick him back up?
Yeah.
I'm missing half of these. Like I get like every couple of these.
Well, this all of this happened yesterday, or today. Today, your time. Yeah. All this happened today. So the ones that we're talking about. So Nyheim Hines in Buffalo, I think that's a great choice for Nyheim Hines. I think Nyheim Hines is now going to be a very useful running back because what he does is he catches the ball. And that's a huge thing, especially for them. He does. I mean, like Devin Singletary in Buffalo is more of the first and second down back, and then when they get into third down situations, Nyheim Hines will be the one that's in there more often. And I think that makes for that kind of offense, I think Nyheim Hines will be. I'm glad I have him in our league. Calvin Ridley got traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars for a conditional 4th and 5th round pick. He's suspended right now. I don't know if he's coming back. But this could be really useful for the Jacksonville Jaguars because, but then again, I don't know. I don't really trust Trevor Lawrence. Like, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that great. Like, he was the first round pick and the first pick, but I don't think he's panning out to be worth it. Yeah. Jeff Wilson got traded to the Miami Dolphins. He will be the backup to Raheem Mostert. I was reading something else earlier. Mike McDaniel, the head coach for the Dolphins, used to be with San Francisco, and so he's basically being reunited with Mike McDaniel, who I assume will make it great. But what this basically means is that Christian McCaffrey seems to be doing phenomenal things, and Eli Mitchell. Yeah. Well, Eli Mitchell seems to possibly be coming back to be the backup to CMC. So it seems like Eli Mitchell will be coming back, and they're trying to just continue using CMC and Eli Mitchell as the 1 and 2. Chase Edmonds. Part of the reason why Miami ended up trading for Jeff Wilson is because they traded Chase Edmonds to the Denver Broncos. I couldn't care less. Like, I don't think that that's going to be worth anything. Just because Denver sucks. Just plain and simple.
I mean, they got a round 1 for 2023. Good Lord.
Well, I guess that's because Bradley Chubb is really a really good outside linebacker, so that's the reason why they got that. But so Chase Edmonds is in Denver now. Is he worth a pickup and see what he does? Sure, but I'm not interested in him. A big drop was Chase Claypool being traded from Pittsburgh to Chicago. It looks like Justin Fields is really coming into his own. At least for the past couple of games, he's been really good. And they're giving him another weapon. Yeah. Well, they're giving him another weapon beside Darnell Mooney. And so I think that'll be really useful because it doesn't look like Equanimeous St. Brown is doing much for Chicago as far as like deep bombs. And so I think Chase Claypool will open things up for their passing game. And so I think that would be that'll be a good one. And then maybe the biggest. Yeah, I will say the second biggest because I think Nyheim Hines going to Buffalo, I think that's the biggest. But TJ Hockenson being traded in division from Detroit to Minnesota. I think this will be a really great thing for Minnesota. Detroit continues to get worse and worse. I don't know if Detroit. I know that they're playing for their future for sure, but I don't really see any hope of them being able to do much this year.
I mean, they gave up a round 4 for a round 2, so yeah, okay, you can get 2 more people earlier, I guess. And then
well, that's because it is TJ Hockenson. And TJ Hockenson is a good tight end, and the Vikings need that. And the Vikings are really putting it all out to take the division and get in there. I don't see anybody in the NFC really competing except for the Eagles. But even they, like, I'm curious. I mean, they have the chance to be in the Super Bowl. Do I think that they'll win the Super Bowl? Not a chance. Not if you go up against
Eagles all the way.
Here's the thing. I'll say this. I don't see how anybody will be able to beat Buffalo. I know Indianapolis did early on in the season, but with how good their defense is, how good their offense is, I don't see anybody beating Buffalo. I think this could be Buffalo's year. Buffalo's been to the Super Bowl 4 times before and lost all 4 times. Like literally 4 times in a row and lost all 4 times. But I think that kid from Wyoming, I think he's got a
Buffalo
chance to
loses. Okay, let's get something straight. He went to school in Wyoming.
well,
Okay.
I can still call him from Wyoming.
Buffalo loses in the AFC Divisional Championship.
So it goes AFC Wild Card, AFC Divisional, AFC Championship, and then Super Bowl.
Sure. Championship.
So you say the championship. So they'll probably play Kansas City. So you think that they'll lose to Kansas City again?
I don't think Kansas City makes it in there. I think it'll be Miami.
So you think Buffalo and Miami will go up against each other in the? Well, here's the thing. If I'll say this, if Buffalo or if Miami makes it, Miami would play Kansas City first. So let's say this: Buffalo number 1, Kansas City 2.
I'm saying Kansas City or whomever Miami may be. If they one of those I feel like Buffalo chokes again.
I don't, but they didn't. But the thing is, they didn't choke. The thing is, with overtime, one of the reasons why the overtime rules got changed this past offseason, at least playoff overtime, is because the overtime, like, basically didn't allow for Buffalo to have the chance to go back. Because it was like Buffalo goes down, scores. Kansas City goes down, scores. Buffalo goes down, scores. Kansas City goes down, scores. It's just back and forth. And so
whoever got the first score wins.
Yeah. It was like I think it was a field goal, and then the next score won. It was like if they had extended that out, I think Buffalo would have possibly won. But I think that would change things a lot in this case.
Quick question.
Sure.
You looking to trade Jonathan Taylor?
Maybe not.
Maybe Hines.
Possibly, but I would trade Jonathan Taylor or Nyheim Hines. But for Nyheim Hines, just because of the fact that he goes to a great offense, a prolific offense, probably the best offense in the league right now, I would try and trade him for something massive. Like I would need to trade him for like at least a guaranteed top 24 running back.
Scott trade right there.
But again, like you. So
I will dub any trade that sounds like that Scott trade from now on.
Okay, that sounds good. That's fine. It's just
because you're expecting an exponential trade for something that's not even really proven itself because it's been injured.
But to sit there and say that Nyheim Hines hasn't proven himself in Indianapolis is wrong. Like he has proven himself to be like a top guy, but on top of that,
has he always been the backup?
He's always been the backup. Yeah, he's always been the backup. Yeah. He's always been like the third down back or the goal line.
So you want a number 1 guy for a backup?
Nope, not a number 1, number 2. A number 2.
You said top 25. There's 32 teams in the league.
Yeah, so a top 24 running back. There's 32
minus
teams.
Chubb and Hunt. I think every other team has the one in the top 25.
So what I'm talking about is a top 24 running back in the sense of like top 24 like score basically. And so in that case, because here's the thing, Nyheim Hines now moving to Buffalo has the potential, the chance. The reason why they got rid of Zach Moss is because they were like, he can't do what we want him to do. Nyheim Hines has. There's a reason why Buffalo traded for Nyheim Hines because they know that he's a good talent. Like they're not going to trade for a dude that they're like, nah, he's not that good.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, every single team has one person in the top 25. So you want a number 1 running back?
A number 1 on a team, yes.
You are smoking.
But again, here's the thing, like
Najee Harris.
Oh no, I wouldn't take him. Nope. I have zero interest in Najee Harris. I will pass on all the Harrises.
I got you. Darrell Henderson, number 1.
Maybe.
Really?
Maybe. But I don't think I would because I've got Kyron Williams, which is his. As soon as Kyron Williams gets back on the field, I think he takes Darrell Henderson's position. I think he takes the number 1 spot.
Bro.
What?
Do you know who the number 33rd running back is currently as season total points?
The 33rd running back?
Yeah.
It sounds like a Najee Harris place.
Nah, it's a Jonathan Taylor place.
Is it really? Oh.
It really is.
Oh man.
Does that hurt?
Not really. I mean, like,
Yes.
if I was suffering, like if I didn't have CMC, then I think it would hurt a lot more. But since I have Christian McCaffrey, it doesn't hurt as bad. It does suck, but again, that's part of the thing. Like looking at this, like okay, they traded away Nyheim Hines. Why? Well, because they're going to depend on Jonathan Taylor and they're going to depend on Deion Jackson. Like those two guys seem to be the ones who are going to be able to take the weight of the run, and so I'm perfectly okay with that.
By the way, I did take the Justin Jefferson trade in my other league.
Yep.
Trade Justin Jefferson for Tua and Gus Edwards.
Uh-huh.
And
how you feeling about that?
Pretty good because Gus Edwards got me 4 points, but Tua got me 28 points.
Okay, nice.
And Justin Jefferson got 9 points.
Okay, that's good.
And I won. So now instead of being 1-7 like Scott is, I am 2-6.
Nice. So I want to take a look at the games, and I want to call the games just to see who, or we can call it. Do you not want to do it?
We'll call the games.
Eagles versus Texans. Eagles at the Texans. Eagles all the way, 100%. Like start everybody. Like I would. Jalen Hurts is going to have a field day with them. Colts versus Patriots. Colts at the Patriots. Who you got?
Colts.
Really? I got Patriots. I think the Colts are just going to just.
I feel like Jonathan Taylor actually makes a 20 point stand, and so does Deion Jackson. Instead of,
I think Jonathan Taylor will get some. But Sam Ehlinger, I think, will end up throwing a few picks against that defense. I think. I don't know. I don't really trust their wide receivers yet with the new quarterback, but I think Jonathan Taylor. I hope Jonathan Taylor gets put in more. I hope that they use him more. That'd be really nice for my team. Packers at the Lions. Who you got?
Lions.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Packers. If Alan Lazard is back, I think Packers take it. Chargers, Falcons. Chargers at the Falcons.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'll take Chargers. Austin Eckler doing stuff.
Unless the Falcons running back ever comes back anytime soon.
But I will also say this, actually. The Chargers really don't have a lot of wide receivers available. Not that they really need them, but it's basically like you're hoping that Josh Palmer comes back. But, yeah, I still think the Chargers.
Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler.
Keenan Allen is still a little banged up, I think. So, Bills and Jets. Who you got? Do we need to talk about this?
Bills, but I feel like I'm kind of like pulling for the Jets to stomp the Bills out.
Oh, just because. Do you not like the Bills? Are you mad at the Bills for something?
I don't like them. It's just an underdog story, you know?
Oh. The Jets are always an underdog story. They're just a
5-3 New York Jets versus.
Are they 5-3?
6. Yeah, they're 5-3.
I guess actually this would be for the division then. Like this could be for number 1 in the division.
Well, I mean, the Bills still haven't had their. The Bills? No, the Jets still haven't had their bye yet. The Bills did because the Bills are 6-2. No, the Bills are 6-1.
Oh, okay. So, but yeah, I think the Bills take it like easily. Vikings at Commanders.
Commanders are losing to the Vikings.
Okay, good. I was like, what? There's no way the Commanders are winning. Panthers at the Bengals.
Tie.
I think the Bengals will beat them. I don't think the Panthers are that great. I think the Bengals, even without Jamar Chase, I think they get things right. I think they figure things out.
On such a bad set of teams, let's just go with which animal do you think will win, Panther or Bengal? I think a Panther will win.
But they're not that bad. I mean, the Bengals aren't actually that bad. They actually, I think they've had a winning record, but they just lost to Cleveland. You're just like, but it's the AFC and it's their division. Like normally, divisional games are just, who knows. So, True. I'll take Bengals. Raiders at the Jaguars. Who you got?
Jaguars.
Really? I'll take the Raiders.
The Raiders lost 24-0 this last game to
they lost
nobody.
24-0 against Dallas. No, not against Dallas. Who was it?
Atlanta?
No. Maybe. No.
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans. Yeah, against New Orleans. Yeah. But Jacksonville sucks royally. Like, who do they got? Name a wide receiver on Jacksonville.
They got Evan Ingram.
Okay, that's a tight end. Good. Name a wide receiver.
Christian Kirk.
Okay, good. All right. So, okay, who's the second wide receiver?
Second wide receiver? Do they have to?
So, okay, let's go. Let's match this up. Do you want Trevor Lawrence or Derek Carr?
Trevor Lawrence.
Really?
Yeah, Derek Carr got like 0 points.
Yes, because again, like New Orleans is great.
No, they're not.
But their defense is good. I mean, it's good enough to do that.
They're not.
Jacksonville's defense is worse than New Orleans, guaranteed.
So you're saying New Orleans is going to give the Ravens a run for their money?
Yes, I am. Absolutely. When you have Mark Andrews possibly not in, when you've got Gus Edwards possibly out, and you've got only Devin Duvernay and Lamar Jackson, yes, I think the Saints can give them a run for their money. Absolutely.
They got Likely too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, likely.
Their third string.
Likely and Duvernay. That's it. And Drake. The Saints have.
You're being hateful.
Chris Olave. They might have Michael Thomas back. Who knows? They have Alvin Kamara, who's doing great. They got Taysom Hill, who is, I don't know what he is. He's just stuff. Anyway, let's get back. So I'll take the Raiders over Jacksonville.
Fine.
Dolphins and the Bears.
Dolphins.
Easy. Seahawks at Cardinals.
Seahawks.
Yeah. I don't really see the Cardinals doing much there. I don't know. Unless I think that one could be surprising. I think if Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins continue doing what they need to do, get some Rondell Moore in there. They don't really have a run game, so that kind of sucks. But all right, more challenging one. Rams at the Bucs.
Conner comes back.
Who?
If James Conner comes back, they'll have a run game.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't have a bad run game. It's just their offense just stalls for some reason.
Yeah. All right, Rams at the Buccaneers.
Nobody cares. Let's go Brady for the hopes that he
gets
money.
If Cooper Kupp is out, I'll go Bucs. But if Cooper Kupp is back and he's there, I'll probably still go.
Let's hope he's out.
All right, Titans at the Chiefs. Sunday night football.
Titans.
Yeah, you're smoking something.
I just can't go against them. Titans win.
Listen, my heart wants the Titans to destroy them, but my brain says the Chiefs are just going to absolutely dominate this game. I think it's going to be very similar to what the Buffalo Bills did.
Destroyed by the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills, yeah, it's 41-7. Yeah, it was bad. So I think the Titans will maintain. Here's what I think will happen. Pretty much the exact same thing that happened with Buffalo. The first 2 quarters, it's close. It's like the Chiefs are up 14-7.
So do you sit Derrick Henry?
No, you never sit Derrick Henry. No. Derrick Henry,
I mean, that's when he went against Buffalo.
He's the only thing the Titans have. If it's like the only thing the Titans have, no, you're not sitting him.
No, they got
They got who's not playing.
Robert Woods.
Oh, okay. You just remembered their number 1 wide receiver that is now playing, Robert Woods. You just remembered his name.
Yeah.
The biggest question is Tannehill back? If Tannehill's back, there's a little bit more of a chance. If not, I don't see how Malik Willis.
All right, Ravens Saints. Moving on. Titans win. Ravens Saints.
Ravens Saints. Man, that's a tough one. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints. I'll take the Saints. Yep.
Ravens win.
Saints will do it because the Ravens don't have a defense. The only chance that the Ravens have is if Lamar runs like a chicken with his head cut off, and if Drake and Duvernay can maintain things. I would love if Mark Andrews is back in the game.
I think the Ravens win it.
I
think of the Miami game where it was just a Hail Mary game.
So I think there's only 2 that we disagree on.
2?
Well, unless you actually are thinking the Titans are going to beat the Chiefs.
Well, what was the other one? Colts?
You said Jaguars over the Raiders.
And the Colts was the other one.
You said Colts over Patriots?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're smoking something there. So maybe that's 4.
Colts over, and I said Lions over Packers.
I said
4
Packers
we disagreed on.
Okay, so
you just can't count. It's a Chinese count.
2, 3. Did you say Panthers over Bengals?
I just strictly for the fact that their animal might be a little better than the Bengal.
That's so not actually really
not
doing
actually like football wise. I mean, if he's playing at his best, no way.
3.
And by he, I mean Joseph Burrow.
All right, so are you saying Titans over Chiefs? Definitely.
Definitely.
4. So 5. 5 we disagree on. All right, we'll see what happens. All right. That's it from us today. Oh, guys, don't forget the trade deadline is on the 19th of November. So get those trades in. You have 17 days. So the 19th of November. Well, okay, I say 17 days. It's because we're recording on the 2nd, but this will not be out until later. So just keep in mind, November 19th is the last day that we can do trades in our league. So keep that in mind. Anything else you want to give the folks out there, Andrew?
Scott. Decent trade, tight end for a good running back. Nick's crazy. He's smoking crack about 9 guns.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for paying attention. Thank you for being here and listening to us discuss fantasy football, the week 8 of the Chattown Fantasy League. If you are watching on YouTube, click the subscribe, click the like button, leave us a comment in the comments below. Do you think I'm crazy for wanting top 24 running back for Nyheim Hines? I don't think so, but maybe I am. Let us know if click the bell. That way you can be notified. And if you're listening on your podcasting app, hit the subscribe button. Leave us a 5-star review. Tell Andrew how beautiful he really is in that 5-star review. And as always, I'm Nick.
Andrew.
And as always...
You're Nick, I'm Andrew. Okay, just as always, you have an open invitation to our conversation. I don't know what he's doing over there. Like he's just in his own little world. Like,
bye-bye.